I scry with my elven eye a land.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
This video and my channel are sponsored by Whatnot. What's Whatnot? It's the website you see behind me. Whatnot is a marketplace for cool collectors and collectibles. If you're a collector, you can actually do a stream where you're selling your collectibles. You can do these rapid 5-minute auctions. You can show off the product live. You can do box breaks and pack opening while the people in your chat purchase those cards. And if you're somebody who likes cool collectibles, especially Magic the Gathering cards, it can be really fun. I actually did a stream recently on Whatnot where I actually made my collectibles. I drew hand-drawn tokens, which were, we'll say, of not very great artistic integrity, but they were really, really fun, and I loved getting to do token requests and send those out to the people who were watching the stream. So again, that's whatnot.com. If you sign up with the link in the description of my video, you'll also get $15 off your first purchase, and you'll be supporting my channel. So again, whatnot.com. Hello everybody, and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian, and today I'm playing Galadriel of Lothlorien. Galadriel likes it when you scry. The 3-mana elf noble, whenever you scry, upon completion of said scrying, allows you to reveal the top card of your deck, and if that card is a land, you can put it into play tapped under your control, which means ramp, which is already what Simic wants to do. Blue and green ramping? Who's ever heard of such a thing? Certainly not me. Galadriel of Lothlorien is a very strong card because it plays so nicely with cards just this happen to scry. But on top of that, there's actually a sub-theme of scrying for all of the elves that were a part of Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth, especially a lot of the legends. So in this deck, I have things like Arwen, who gets you +1/+1 counters upon scrying. I have cards like, where are you? Elrond, and other Elrond. One of them causes the scry, the other one rewards you for the scry, but this one also gives you the ring's temptations. And when you're tempted by the ring, if you choose a ring bearer other than Galadriel, and this is flavorful because Galadriel has to refuse being tempted by the ring, or, you know, she would go crazy with it. You also get the scry 3. So bam, that's even more scry for even more land, for even more ramp, for even more cards. So a lot of the cards in this deck are just big ramp payoffs, like Great Henge and Emrakul and Tatiova, who gets you landfall. There's a whole bunch of landfall cards in here, because when you're getting all these extra lands off the scries, you can use that mana to cast even more spells. I tried to go easy on the counter spells, but you could absolutely take this deck into a bit more of a Simic Flash kind of direction with cards like Rashmi. I didn't do that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but you know, it's not as fun as just scrying your way to victory. So this is Galadriel of Lothlorien, and we are going to take her Sight of the Future into the queue so we can scry and reveal a land. It's SRAM, Senior Edificer. SRAM likes when you cast auras or vehicles or, most likely, equipment. I have a SRAM deck and paper. I think he's a really cool guy. That's all I've got to say about him. SRAM's a good card. He's cheap, he gets you card advantage, and he isn't always seen as a threat, which is really, really helpful when you're playing these low-to-the-ground, kind of Voltron-y decks. I say Voltron meaning you're putting all of these different spells and equipments and auras onto SRAM to make him stronger and better protected. In fact, we just got some cards that help protect him. I use the Zhalfirin Void. That's a coma. I'll take a coma. Hello there, SRAM. Yes, SRAM is a dwarf. No, he's not sleepy or grumpy or bumpy or toothy or blepo, Rimram, Zathras, Megatron, and Dopey. He might be Megatron. He's certainly Voltron. Swiftfoot Boots. They're going to be giving SRAM Hexproof and drawing a card. That's cool. I can destroy the boots. You think it's only Tron if he casts a 7? But there's only 5 parts of the lion. I scry. Oh, land for me? Galadriel loves land. She reveals the land and puts it into hand. Let's try that again. Reveal unto me a land! Love that for us. Don't really feel like I need to destroy those boots right now, so I won't. I'll ramp. I have ramped. Now die. So they have 3 lands, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ethereal Armor is going to give SRAM a big buff for all of these other enchantments, and gives it first strike too. There's actually no other enchantments on the battlefield right now, not under their control, but I'm sure they'll find some. Outside of Life's Bounty helps protect SRAM, or technically the Ethereal Armor. And they're going to use Soul Partition to temporarily exile Galadriel. I'm not going to move this into the command zone because it actually will still be the same mana cost. It will just enter tapped, if I remember right. Oh no, it doesn't enter tapped. It just costs 2 more. They've essentially put it into the command zone for me. I could play Coma. Or I could do this stuff. That's not a land. Galadriel, to me, reveal a land! Boo! I'm getting rid of your boots. Your boots are terrible. Send them straight back to the dirt. They got Trailblazer's boots, gives non-basic land walk, which in a format like Historic Brawl pretty much just means unblockable. Sometimes you'll get lucky against a monocolored deck, but no, that's an unblockable SRAM. We have Chance-Met Elves, we have Fading Hope. I'm going to put Reclamation Sage back into my hand. I'm going to scry. I'm going to reveal! It was a land, yes! I'm going to replay Reclamation Sage. And I'm going to destroy the boots. Yes, this Reclamation Sage has got a vendetta. She hates boots. Oh, a land? Shouldn't have. I think I have enough lands. I'm just going to draw a card here. Ooh, a Tail's End. I want to scry again. Scry. I'll draw the Jace. Because we scried, we will reveal! Alright, yeah, this looks good. I'll tag in. Another 3. Great, love that. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12. Nice. Stram draws a card. The Basilisk color comes into play. And that actually is something worth countering. Blackblade is going to be giving +X, where X is the number of lands they control. Ooh, do you have a Mana Tithe? I am tapped out. Don't let that happen. Right now they only have 4 lands, but with the combination of the Death Touch, the Lifelink, the everything there, I just want to play it safe. Ah, I'm all out of lands. For now. Tatiova, Landfall, draw a card. Well, how many Scries can I pull out of my hat this turn? Well, I'll have 2 Jaces with which to scry. They're going to try to exile Tatiova in response. In response to that, I'm going to put a counter onto Mazemind Tome. I'm going to gain 4 life because it exiles itself. There's a land on top, and we put it into play by revealing it to our opponent. Behold! And goodbye. Oh, we got Gretchen! Great, everybody hates Gretchen. I'll scry too. Nope, nope. I want lands. I don't actually want lands, but like, it's fun to yell reveal in a very dramatic fashion. I am not going to reveal. Decline. There's certainly nothing good on top of my library. If you guys are wondering why I'm not playing Coma, it's because I think my opponent will concede if I do. I know that that's, like, extremely self-serving if I want to play this game of Magic the Gathering, but I don't know, I just want to play! Chat's asking why would I hate Gretchen? Listen, I've had some trauma and some bad experiences with this card. Most notably, people just play this as like a Simic Flash card, and it sits there and it hurts me emotionally. SRAM's going for face. They're going to gain 4 life. They're ignoring Jace and Jace. By the way, I love that this is the most kickable Jace in Arena. There will never be a more kickable Jace. Have a henge. Have a coma. The snake constricts our battlefield. I scry.
What a refreshing thought.
Ooh, a land? I want a land. Reveal it. Perfect. This Elrond would actually be pretty fun to have in hand, even though we can't do anything with it right now. So I'll just keep scrying. Llanowar Elves and Elrond. Never mind, we don't need Elrond. Show me something else. Show me something that's a land. Land. Oh, okay, here we go. Land. Haha, it was one. Fall of Gil-galad. This music actually feels really appropriate for what I'm doing. Okay. You didn't see nothing. You didn't see anything. Oh, okay. SRAM's going in. I'll block. I'll give Coma indestructible. Well, if the Coma wasn't enough to get them to concede, I feel like my next card might. And not only does this spit out a 3/3 every turn, it can make itself indestructible. And it can also deny your opponent various abilities. Well, goodbye, everybody. Oh, you didn't name artifacts? I guess they really wanted to hold on to their horn. Yeah, that's fine. They got rid of my graveyard, which means I have to pay. Ugh. 13 whole mana? Well, this is ridiculous. I'm changing what's on top of my deck. Wait. No, never mind. I can hold that up as a counterspell. Hey. Alright, bye. Slimefoot and Squee. Slimefoot and Squee are about bringing things back from the graveyard by sacrificing your own little saplings. This hand is missing a 3rd mana, or a 3rd land, but it has a Lotus Cobra and a Nissa in it. And both of those help me really go off with Galadriel. So I'm going to hope that by the time we get to, like, turn 3, we get another land. For now, a snake. And not only is it a land, it's a land that lets me hit things twice. So with Lotus Cobra out here, I could actually just play the Nissa. We could play this Palantir to try and set up a bit more ramp and repeated Scry. We have options. I'm going to just play the Nissa for now. We have 2 Lotus Cobras on this battlefield. Slimefoot and Squee swinging in. I don't like that the Saproling's attacking me. I'm not going to block. Do I know what's going on? Might be a board wipe. Then Ashnod's Altar gives them sacrifice on demand. They can now sacrifice any of their creatures to get 2 colorless mana. Sweet! The Grey Havens! Do I want to burn the Scry first or try and get more mana for the turn? I'm going to burn the Scry, I think, even though it means that Galadriel won't see this Scry. Here comes Galadriel. Doesn't matter what we scry to. More about getting all this mana used up. Grab the green. And float some blue. Got an Arwen off of Niss's ability. Sounds good to me. That's going to be more payoff for our scries. Triggers abound. And a Palantir of Orthanc, which will get me a scry each turn during my end step. I will attack in with the Nissa here. I don't know what they have, but I don't think they'll be casting it for free. Boop. A fine booping. Now they can either choose to let me draw the card or mill. That's fine. I was thinking, like, ooh, do I want to order it with the expectation that they will mill it? It's probably a good idea, actually. This is one of those cards that's only been around for a little bit, so I'm not really sure what the culture of it yet is. I think that up to 3, most people choose to mill and take the damage. And then beyond that, they let you draw a card. The Temple of Milady. And Slimefoot and Scry are swinging in. Galadriel, would you like to throw yourself in the way of danger? Again, I still don't know what they have. If it's like 2 extra damage, like a stomp kind of effect. Or if they're just trying to get their commander into the graveyard so they can use it for reanimation. Slimefoot and Scry. Wait, but you don't have another creature in your graveyard. Okay, I guess they're just bringing them back. Sure, that's fine. I'll pay X equals 1 for this Nissa. Nissa's like, hey, wait, I used to be a planeswalker? You sure did. I scry 2. Oh, a land. Galadriel, keep getting bigger. We reveal it is a land, so we get 2 landfalls. I don't actually have anything I can do with this mana, do I? Yeah, I should have done that for X equals 2. Too bad! We chill. And mill. May I have the Elrond? Nope. But they just took a lot of damage. Like, wow, a lot of damage. I don't know if you saw what got milled there, but it was the Seagate Restoration, which is the 7-mana spell. Sweet. Oh, hey, other Elrond. We got a second landfall trigger because upon the reveal, I did actually hit a land, and Nissa said, ooh, a second landfall, and got me an elf. That's my elf. Planeswalkers, before Planeswalker as a card type existed, were represented by creatures. This is being asked in my chat. So you would have legendary creatures, once we started having legendary creatures, and those would represent cards that were in the lore Planeswalkers. We're doing a Deadly Dispute that's going to draw them 2 cards, get them a treasure, and put their little sapling in jail. Oh no, he's dead. He's in the trash. Poor little baby. They got a swamp. Blood Crypt. Land. Mana. Are you holding on to like a Meat Hook Massacre or something? I could kill everything but Galadriel with it. Now we have desparked planeswalkers. Nissa was a planeswalker. Now she is no longer. Ah, the good old days. This certainly could be a Casualties of War. Okay, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are they gonna target this, that, and you? Yep, that's a Casualties of War. Once they start touching the lands. That's a lot of damage. Slimefoot and Squeeze, still with nothing to reanimate from the graveyard. Feeling kind of weird over there. I'm going to go to combat. Attack with Nissa and Arwen. And I'm going to do it again. Time Warp! We're gonna roll it back. And yes, that was the 5-mana Explorer, but with an extra attack phase stepped in. Alright, we get a Landfall, gets me some of this, and some of those. Something big. Little. Something huge. Kiora, best the Sea Gods. You best believe it, I'm getting an 8/8 Kraken! I'll attack in with everybody. You are welcome to block with your tiny little sapling. If you want to. But you might want that sapling for some later reanimation. Okay, cool. They go down to 4. A big hexproof fish. This Kraken specifically looks a lot like a shrimp. It's a very shrimpy Kraken. Checking their graveyard. There's no creatures for them to reanimate yet. I will take 3. I have no idea what you're planning. I still feel like they have like a Meat Hook Massacre or something. That's part of why I'm not blocking. Oh, not a Meat Hook Massacre. A Massacre Girl. So they want all the creatures to die. And I don't know if it was enough for the Kraken. I think it probably is. Let's see. Yep, the Kraken's dead. Perhaps I will have a Massacre Girl soon. Off Kiora best the Sea Gods. And an after combat Satyr Wayfinder who's gonna throw some cool stuff into their graveyard. That's an Emrakul and a Fiend Artisan. 2 scary things they could bring back. I think which of these is like the easiest thing for me to just get lethal with. Gargaroth. Get him with the Gargaroth. Let's see. So for 5 mana, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can play the land. Slimefoot and Squeeze. So they can bring back any creature from their graveyard. But any creature they bring back has the risk of being stolen. Reach the multiverse. They're actually just going for a mass reanimation here. They get to take a creature or planeswalker from each graveyard. Nothing that good here from me. Oracle, maybe? And from them, well, remember, they don't want to bring back something too good because I'll steal it. So, like, Hoarding Broodlord, Emrakul, I'm stealing those. What if they bring back something that's a lot more situational? They could grab Liliana, make me sacrifice my creature. They could bring back Fiend Artisan, which just wouldn't be that big since I don't have that many creatures in my graveyard. I think saying be gone is pretty good. Emrakul would not trigger because it's not cast, but I would still be able to steal it because that is protection from instants, and this is a enchantment. So they went for Emrakul, which I believe will be pretty good for me. This is not cast, it's just on the battlefield. They still have 1 mana up. And they're beside doing this so I can't steal it. They could also, yeah, sacrifice it with the altar. Means I have to find another way through. Any River's Rebukes on the top of the deck? What are you doing with that mana? Playing a Signet. Fair. Don't have anything here. Okay, I've got 13. Ready to roll. Got some Massacre Girl damage as well. Didn't find it. You want to sacrifice something first? Huh. Sure. I feel like unless they have removal for this, they're not attacking in this turn because they want to keep back the Emrakul. If we let them keep the altar, then they have enough mana to reanimate on each turn. They're going in for both Oracle the Alpha and Emrakul swinging in. We do have to block, and we have the choice here of, do we want to block Emrakul or do we want to block the Oracle? I believe their plan is to bring back the Massacre Girl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but I don't see a route to it other than reanimation, so we'll see what happens. Draw a card, make a beast, gain life. I'm gonna go for draw a card. Again, because if it's reanimation and we bring out the beast not gonna be living too long. Okay, Slimefoot and Squee. It's just a little guy. They no longer have the Phyrexian, or not Phyrexian tower, the Ashnod's altar. We have a counterspell now to protect! We have lethal swinging in here. We can even bounce a blocker that's in front of our trampler. That's gonna be a good game. GG Slimefoot. Extus, Oriq Overlord. More importantly, call the Blood Avatar. The Blood Avatar is a really scary monster. This thing, Awaken the Blood Avatar. And it makes you sacrifice. It makes you lose your life. It's super duper strong, but it requires you to sacrifice creatures to get its cost low enough to be really feasible. So this deck is going to be playing a lot of tokens so they can get out the Blood Avatar. By the way, the Blood Avatar is not legendary, so you can cast this over and over and over. You can have an army of Blood Avatars if you want. And I can have an army of Galadriel of Lothlorien. Hey, Galadriel. I don't actually have any Scry for next turn, but I do have Ramp. Ramp's fun. Never mind, I have Scry. Kashmina. Hit me with that +1. Sorry, +2. Oh! Reveal a land! We ramp! And I'll also throw this into play. Boop. Galadriel's just sitting here like, I'm a 3/3. Great. I can block goblins. Do I once again scry? Oh my god, how a scry. And it's a land! I reveal it. It comes into play tapped. Awesome. Or I could scry again. I'm going to play Topiary Stomper instead. I'm going to grab a land. It's going to come into play tapped. Play Botanical Sanctum as well, and then pass right back to them. She's just so delighted. Look at her. My Topiary Stomper can attack and block. And they can also awaken the Blood Avatar this turn. I do have 3 creatures out. Blot at the Sky. It's not a board wipe because they didn't cast it for X to 6 or more, but they did get some flyers, which will give them some reach to get to Kashmina. I'm going to scry. We're going to see what's on top of our library. Tatiova. Now, that's not a land, but it's really, really good. Doesn't matter. I think I'm shuffling my deck anyway this turn. And now I reveal! Ah, it's a River's Rebuke. That's not a land at all. Boo. Boring. Oh, no, it's fine. I was gonna shuffle. Oh, no, I guess I draw first. Okay, yeah, I guess I was gonna have a River's Rebuke in hand. That's fair. Good game. Thalia and a Get Rog monster are going to make my lands come into play tapped unless they're basics, and my creatures too. Thankfully, I do have a counterspell which will slow them down, fingers crossed, a little bit while we get set up. Thalian Get Rog monster, very often a hybrid deck. It's a bit of good stuff. It's Abzan, which is a very strong color combination, where they can play lots of creatures and lands that they can sacrifice. They can go for really anything they'd want that's in these colors. Probably even a bunch of planeswalkers, because there's a lot of good planeswalkers in these colors. Blue. I want to save my Scry lands for when Galadriel's actually already out. For free Scries. Free reveals. And I pass the turn. The goose is loose. Gonna make another food. Yum yum. If they play a land here, they could follow up with Thalia and the Get Rog monster. But blue mana open. Sus. Not suspicious enough, though. Here comes Tail's End. Slow them down a little bit. Make their commander cost 6 instead of 4. I could go for Uro, I could go for Reclamation Sage, or I could go for Galadriel. If I play her here, she might just die before she can do anything. So I'm going to lead with Uro instead. And I will use up one of these. Naming... green. Not Scry. Opt. Sweet. That gives me 2 triggers of Galadriel before they can remove it. And I want to ramp. I want to ramp so hard. Oh, ooh. I saw you, Goose. The goose craves violence. Are they going to tap that goose? They're making a food. The Grey Havens gives me a Scry. They're going to go for the throat. Okay, we can do Bombadil's Song. Or this. Bombadil's Song, The Ring Tempts Us, will not give us the bonus off Galadriel, but it will just blank this go for the throat. So I'm going to do it. I want my commander to be alive. Hey, an island! you look at that? It's land. Also, now Galadriel's my ring bearer, so that's cool. Oh, never mind. Galadriel is gone. She's been exiled. I'll put her back into the command zone, and this will give them some reanimation in a couple turns. Unless we destroy it, which I will. We could foretell, but I think it's better to hold up the counterspell here, since they could get their commander out again. I'm sorry, Thalian Givrog Monster. You know what's up. They're gonna Thought Seize me with that counterspell. Or maybe Emrakul? They went for Emrakul. Well, they're like, well, I can't play my commander this turn, and that is an Emrakul. Yeah, that's an Emrakul. Completely fair. I opt to draw a card. That's another counterspell. There are many benefits to being a Simic player, including, but not limited to, card draw and counterspells. Go get him, Reclamation Sage! Yeah, I'm getting him! They might have some uncounterable threats since they are in green. We'll see what they end up playing. They know about the counterspell. That's called counterspell. It's in my hand, and... wait a minute. I'm gonna go for Frilled Mystic. Veil of Summer? No Veil of Summer. Great. They still know about the counterspell. Oh, Bug. Swinging in, holding up our counterspell and our Behold the Multiverse. If board wipe. Ooh, actually, no. This is really scary. This gives them the ability to exile my creatures, and it has hexproof, so I can't target it with, like, anything. Scute Swarm, though, is going to let me build up the battlefield! Yay! Ooh, Uro? Oh. Maybe both. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's wild. Okay, so I have to tap this first, and then I can do it. If you're wondering what was happening there, that was just like a very unusual interaction of... I technically put it on the stack, which means that it's not in a graveyard anymore, and it asked me how I want to pay with it, and I say, well, okay. I'll swing in. Boop, boop, boop. And since they might have some discard spells, I'm just going to wait on my Behold the Multiverse. Especially because they might wipe the board. If they do, at least I'll be able to bring Uro back. Eerie Ultimatum, they're gonna bring back all the permanents in their graveyard. Admittedly, there's only 2, but they're still pretty good. I think you exile Uro? Snake, Alrund. No. I demand... something better. Something spicy. And upon my lands... reveal? Okay, it's Portal to Phyrexia. I mean, that's still pretty good. That's Portal to freaking Phyrexia. A good card. We just have lethal. They can gain life or exile one of my creatures here. They made a token copy of my commander. And Kaya can scry over and over and over. Zoop. Bye-bye, critters, and goodbye, opponents. Boop, 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 boop. 4 colors of spell triggers. Aragorn the Uniter cares about the colors of spells which you're casting. Only have 2 lands here. I would love to have a 3rd. Do I risk it? I'm not gonna throw this back. Okay, now I only have 2 colors. Fine, we'll make it work. Because I have a Sphinx of Foresight, which I can reveal to get an extra scry. Aragorn Uniter gets you a different trigger for each color of spell that you cast. For white, you get a token. For blue, you get the scry. For green, you get to make something really, really big. And for red, you deal damage to your opponent's face. None of these are blue mana. Try again. You get more scries, A Fall of Gil-galad, and Search of Greatness. They've ramped, they got a Signet out. Oh, I found it. I found the blue mana, but it comes into play tap, so I'm not going to use it right away. We do get a scry at the start of our turn, and in Search of Greatness can also cheat things into play, but only once we have other permanents out on the battlefield. It does not count itself. So we scry Omen of the Sea. I'm going to throw that back. That's not my catch of the day. Play Gretchen. I'd like to be able to get a scry immediately after playing Galadriel. And since Gretchen's a 0/4, she can block Rada Rada. This Rada lets them play lands off the top of the deck. Domri is going to make 4 power. If they go for a fight, I will defend Gretchen with Tamiyo's Safekeeping. Do it. Do it. Do it. Gretchen's such a little problem. You know, she's going to be drawing me cards and she's going to live forever. Okay. She's indestructible. Hey, good job, Gretchen. All right, let's cheat this Jace into play. Was it cast? Oh my god, I didn't actually know it was cast. I'm not going to kick it. But I am going to scry. Oh, what's that on top of my deck? Is it a land? Sure is. And then I'm going to scry. And, what's that I hear? Upon my library, is it a land? Hell yeah, it is. I've got lands, 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 lands. And Llanowar Elves. Almost land. Because we have something that costs 3 on the battlefield. Next turn, if we still have our In Search of Greatness, we'll be able to cheat the Sphinx of Foresight into play. Why pay 4 mana when I can play it for free? Relic of Legends lets them tap Rada for mana. They have 5 mana now. Make it 6. Well, 2 left now. With the... Wait, they haven't used Domri yet. They have 3! Wonder if they want to cast anything here. You can just keep going deeper. Relic of Legends is incredibly good with Aragorn. It's King Darion! They will make a token and give +4/+4 to their Rada. Rada Rada. They still have 1 mana up. I can choose to scry or do this. I'm just going to put the Sphinx of Foresight into play for free. It's sweet. I scry. What do we got? Forest and Anissa. I will take a forest and then Anissa. I want to get rid of that Relic of Legends. I just realized I can actually play all of these. And I probably should. Okay. We'll see if we can find a land underneath this Nissa. Hand empty. Head empty. And I reveal... land. And here's the Llanowar Elf. Nice. I ramped. Ramping's great. This Jace, by the way, he can also be used to draw cards, but with Galadriel out here, we just want to scry. We want to scry, we want to scry, we want to scry all day and night. We're probably going to want to do some chump blocking this turn. Reclamation Sage, Llanowar Elves, we don't really need them. We can put 2 +1/+1 counters onto the Sphinx of Foresight on our turn, or onto Galadriel just to make her a slightly better blocker. Mirari's Weight, going to give all their creatures another +1/+1, and going to trigger the green and white portion of Aragorn. Making King Darien an 8/8. Nice, and getting a human soldier. Oh, they could use up Domri. They would lose that power buff to fight one of my creatures. No, they plussed. They now have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. Now you're going to bolt Galadriel, which also bolts my face because Aragorn saw a red spell. I'll move my commander to the command zone. That's going to make my start of turn 2 Scry so much sadder. Ooh, ow, oof. Theoden enters the battlefield, gives something double strike. I guess I'm blocking this turn. Oh, it's the token. Nice. And also, burns my face. So these are all 8 damage. I'll block that 8 damage and that 8 damage. And I'll still take like 14 damage. Surge! My coffee drinking friend! Thank you so much for the raid! Welcome. I'm being blasted by Aragorns. Alright, let's see. We scry. Snake. Not the snake. I do not need the snake. We scry. Snake would have been great before. I need something bigger. I don't think it's going to be big enough, though. Our Sphinx of Foresight grows. Let's see what's on top of our library. It's Tatiova! Oh, we're going to want this Coma Chameleon. Pretty sure we are dead, though. Killing Domri reduces the power of each of these creatures, but they're still really, really strong, and there's a lot of them. I have 3 blockers. Rada can get buffed, technically twice, because they have Mirari's Wake. So she is the strongest creature on their battlefield. Prefer everybody coming in on Surge's raid. What was Surge playing today? Were you crafting mines? Go past the blockers. And die anyway. Come on, just let it resolve. Okay. There we go. Game over. GG. Tom Bombadil. Tom Bombadil is a Sagas commander who is pretty sweet. He is able to become indestructible and hexproof if you have enough lore counters on Sagas you control, and the first time during each of your turns that one of your Sagas reaches its final chapter, you get another Saga out of your library at random, just the next one you happen to hit. I expect to see some Enchantress stuff off them. I want to save my Omen of the Sea until after I get Galadriel out. Oh yeah, because they just played a Sithis. Sithis is incredibly strong in any enchantment stack, so I want to get rid of her as soon as I can. Sagas do have some removal built into them, but it's not that much. There's some other enchantments they could be playing, or just a good card in red. I genuinely did not expect the lightning bolt from them. Sure. Galadriel's dead. She found no lands. She's very sad. She says, "Where's my lands?" I'll go ahead and play an itty-bitty Hydroid Krasis. And they have played the One Ring to rule them all. One Ring's really good. It draws cards. First it will draw them 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. And at that point, people usually bounce it or sacrifice it. Find a way to get rid of it because they don't want to take any more damage. Also, right, they had protection. I forgot. I still attacked. It's fine. Elder Gargaroth, underneath the binding. Draw 2 cards. Where's your Sagas, Misted Bombadil? Are you cursing my Galadriel? You're cursing Galadriel. Don't mind me with a sorcery seed scry. Yep. Not doing anything with that mana this turn. But having this Nissa out feels valuable. We have currently 6, up to 8 mana for next turn. We have the Topiary Stomper, which will trigger the second landfall ability, assuming this is still out. The Kami War! Goodbye, Nissa. She's getting exiled. One of the most powerful sagas, and one of the... Actually, it is the only 5-color saga. It's really good. Kick this man. We're playing Jace. We're giving him a stern kick in the butt. Frontier of Ornthang. Against this player, how valuable do I think this will be? Valuable enough. I'm going to put it into my hand. And then using the other Jace, I'll scry. These are lands. Lands are fine. I don't think I need 2 of them, though. Let me just double check something. I have 7. We have a way to get an 8th. So I don't need those. I'm going to throw them to the bottom. And I'll attack for 2. Boop. Care to draw 3 cards. Next turn, they'll be bouncing one of my permanents, and I'll have to discard. If they bounce the clone of Jace, I will still have to discard, even though I won't have anything added to my hand. I think the clone of Jace is the best pick. Growth. Spiral! Want to play Tom Bombadil? You're about to hit that last chapter. Nope. Elspeth's Nightmare! Oh no, they're going to be able to get these out of my hand. In a Sterling Grove, so I can't get rid of that. It has Shroud. They all have Shroud. Hey, Chance Met Elves. You're cute. You get +1/+1. Hey. Oh my gosh, that outfit's so cute. When is Terminator? 7? I will be there. You have to go do a chore in Coolidge Corner anyway. Yeah, works out just fine. There's no snacks I'm really craving. Ah, dang. Okay, so what happened there? Sorry, I was talking to my partner. They could have had me mill the Great Henge, and they would have lost 9 life, and then died to the One Ring. It would have been so cool! But it didn't happen. Because my opponent is smart. Didn't let me do the thing. Dang, it would have been awesome, though. You're running out of life, though. That One Ring is getting, kind of scary, huh? First, a Scry.
I have a lot to think about.
A snake, and an island. I need neither of these. This gets a little bigger. We'll use it. The Great Henge! They do have a little bit of blue, but I'm assuming there's not many counter spells in a, you know, Tom Bombadil deck. Not really his thing. We go to the end of turn. This triggers, again, by the way, if you're wondering what I was talking about with my partner, it's actually really fun. We're gonna go see Terminator 2. I've never seen Terminator 2. So we're gonna go see it. In a movie theater. The people who are watching this as a video are like, what? Why are you watching Terminator 2? Don't question it! It's awesome! That's why! Bye, Jace! I'm going to attack in with my Chance Met Elves. I certainly do not have an ability to scry at instant speed. That would be crazy. In a scry deck? Oh, Kagachi made Manifest. Blocks the elves and goes goodbye. We get a scry again. Like they're shuffling up here. They could also use Sterling Grove to put a specific thing on top of their deck if they have some form of life gain they really want. Ooh, okay. What do you think they're getting? It's any enchantment on top of their deck. And they'll either be letting me draw a card, or they'll lose some milled amount of life. They can only search their library. And Kamiwar is in a graveyard. I think they have to let me draw, which means I'll be putting the Scute Swarm on top of my deck. War of the Last Alliance, which gets them any legendary creature card. Oh my god, what? They drew off the One Ring, too. Down to 4 life. My graveyard is exiled. What legendary creature are they getting? They have, by the way, tons of mana off of this. Oh my god, no, they're going for the One Ring. They might not have an out. With all these tutors, could they have a way to, like, get rid of their own One Ring? Okay, Golos, that's just good stuff. That gets them a land. I am not impressed by your Golos. You're gonna see double it. I have seen Terminator, but I haven't seen Terminator 2 in its entirety. So, like, I've seen scenes from it, and it's been on TV. Back in the days where you used to turn on cable TV and, like, just watch part of a movie because it happened to be on. They found a board wipe! And Swords of Plowshares. They could Swords of Plowshares their own Golos to gain a tiny bit of life. But that's not really living, is it? I think we win this. GG, Tom Bombadil! Omnath, Locus of the Royal. Omnath is an Elementals deck in its base, but really, it's a lot more about lands and spells. Being in Temur colors means you have access to really strong ramp and counter spells, and a little bit of burn off there in red. Also some, like, artifact and enchantment destruction that can help protect this deck. Them going first means that the lands are going to come down to them first. And the Omnath Locus of the Royal cares about lands entering the battlefield. All the Omnaths do. But this one does in a way that can get really scary really fast once they start getting... do I have a way to scry? I have Fading Hope. Once they start getting 8 lands. Once they're at 8 or more lands, landfall draws them a card and makes Omnath bigger. Alright, so there we go. There's some land-based ramp right there. Galadriel. and a Scry. Make a treasure. We Scry. It is not a land. We're going to put Jace to the bottom. We're going to then reveal the top card of our library. Reveal. It was a River's Rebuke. Okay, fine. This is just me trying to make it harder for them to do things on this turn. So I'm going to... I don't get the Scry because it costs 4. So I'm going to put Oracle of Moldiah back into hand. Omnath enters the battlefield, kills my Elvish Mystic. And gets a +1/+1 counter. And then Emergent Sequence gets them another landfall. And this land is going to be a 2/2 creature. And it's a blue-green creature. I know it's an island, but it is blue and green. I could play Elder Gargaroth, but instead I'm going to hold Counterspell for that Oracle of Moldiah and save this treasure for a hopeful River's Rebuke. This is a land. It doesn't get bounced. Awaken the... You know what? That's a lot of landfall. I'm not... No, I did buy. Not dealing with that. In Search of Greatness, we Scry. There's a land on top. I'll take it. Since we Scryed, we can reveal it and just put it into play. Tireless Provisioner says, oh dang, and gets me a land. And then says, oh dang again. What's that? A land? And it's falling? Sure is Tireless Provisioner. Falling so hard, we're going to do it again. And we rebuke! Not like a fancy rebuke, but it does reset the Omnath. And we swing in for 6. Take the small victories. Cavalier of Thorns on entering the battlefield gets them a land and puts some cards into graveyard. They put a Time Warp and a Selvala in graveyard, and those are all relevant because they might be able to get those back if the Cavalier dies. Because it's an elemental, they now deal 2 damage instead of just 1. That is enough. No, I'm not revealing it. Decline. I just want a Tireless Tracker because it's a good card. Yeah, they killed my Tireless Provisioner. Bam. Looking good. And they do have 8 lands. They actually have 9 lands. Is that a land? That's a hoof. Thank you for shuffling away the Crater Hoof, Behemoth. They want that landfall. Oh, Delighted Halfling. Oh, she's so cute. She's in this deck, too. Arcane Signet. Delighted Halfling. It's a land, so sure, let's get that into play. And I... Let me say reveal. What's holding priority for you? I was asking, I think, if they want to, like, tap their lands. That's silly. You're silly. Sacrifice that clue to draw a card. Topiary Stomper. This gets me another Scry and card draw of future creatures. This just gets me the land entering the battlefield here. So I'm going to play the Lifecrafter's Bestiary. Pass the turn. We know what's on top of their library. They're drawing cards. Into the North is the next one. They can keep getting more landfalls. They also have Vastwood Surge. We can put +1/+1 counters on all these creatures. Did they kick it? Oh my god, they have so much mana. It doesn't even look like they kicked it. Terrifying. Genuinely terrifying. I need the Scute Swarm. Oh, never mind. I don't need a Scute Swarm. That would die. Oh, wait. They're shuffling it away. It's fine. It's fine. So there's an Ornithopter Paradise. See? Nothing scary here. It's a couple mana dorks having a good time. And do I want to block? Nope. We're fine. This is fine. We Scry. It's a forest. Galadriel says, "Oh, a land. How beautiful." And Emrakul. Do I have enough mana for that? Oh my god, I'm so close. So close, but I don't. I do need to survive. Let's see what we can find. Well, these both get me lands. This one gets an untapped land. We're going to decline the card draw. I have blockers. We have an Emrakul next turn, but we have to survive. I'm going to swing with the Elder Gargaroth. And I think I'm just going to make the Beast. I'm happy to trade this with, like, Island or anything else. Okay, we're good. Perfect. Omnath gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And they're gonna do to me what I did to them. With the River's Rebuke. You don't need to do that, sweetie. You have the River's Rebuke. There it is. Everything goes back into my hand. And we die. GG, Aramith. It's Frodo, who was tempted by the ring. This Frodo is kind of like a Voltron, but an evasive Voltron. Frodo wants to deal damage one time, and that's all he needs to do. This Frodo can actually be very scary because it's kind of like a phage. If it manages to hit you after you've been fully tempted by the ring, you just win the game. And in Orzhov colors, it looks like they're taking advantage of that with a Lurrus. Hey, Lurrus. Lurrus is a cool companion to have because it lets you replay this commander from the graveyard. Nice, here comes Frodo. Lotus Cobra. I was going to go for Uro, but I can't resist the snake. Frodo you typically do see with cards like Nazgul, but it looks like our opponent has chosen not to go for Nazgul because they do have Lurrus as a companion. Lurrus means that every permanent in their deck has to cost 2, 1, or 0. They can have more expensive instants and sorceries, but if it's a permanent, it has to be playable with Lurrus. Lurrus lets them bring things back. Oh, like this! Lots of good sacrificable things that help protect your commander. Frodo, that's one of them getting protected by this. There's the little dog. Selfless Savior. Elside of Life's Bounty. Skrelv. All of those are pretty good. Hey, that's not a land. One moment, please. Ah, good. That's a land. Not really one I want to use right now, but at least I have it. Quick, play something at instant speed. Okay, great. I'm going to attack with Lotus Cobra. They've put Lurrus into hand. They're playing a Cleric class. Nice, cool level up permanents. Frodo also has level up, sort of. I'm counting it. Lotus Cobra. Fight Frodo. Frodo is going to live forever. What a good snake. I have to manually tap here because I want to make sure my game leaves 1 blue up. So I can get down the henge. And then play Galadriel, who gets slightly bigger. And we swing in with the snake again. So far, I have done no Galadriel scrying. She's like, you scryed without me. Snake, why? Lourdes lets them bring back the Selfless Spirit. Rivendell gives me a repeatable scry, but we should start with Tatiova. Tatiova is a landfall. Draw a card. Sweet. The Palantir. Okay. So if I want to, I have to hold 3 mana up for Counterspell. Or I could do the thing that scries and does the thing that my commander does, so I'm going to do that anyway. It costs 1 more for a Counterspell because of Paladin class. Do I attack in? No, I chill. I sit here and I scry. I have a feeling they will let me draw a card. So I'll take this to Fairy on top and put the Forest underneath it. So I think I did that right. Do you mill? Mill for Amy? Perfect! And since we scried, we get that land. We reveal it, goes into play. It's a forest, so we get the landfall triggers. It's a land, and sure, red mana. I'm not doing anything with that. Oh, Thematic Compass. The Call of the Ring. Ring-a-ding-ding! This lets them get tempted by the ring. And then tempted by the ring again. And then tempted by the ring again! How much mana do I have? 1, 2... Oh my god, I have enough. Okay, if I do Emrakul here, they're gonna concede. I'm going to Time Warp first. Right to Fairy. Am I saying this is better? No, okay, well they still conceded. I was like, oh, if I can Emrakul and Hydroid Krasis together, wouldn't that be sweet? No. I guess not. Good game. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. As always, if you'd like to tune in and watch me live, you should come over to twitch.tv/Amazonian. It's my main channel, so I'm there all the time. I will be streaming, by the way, all throughout the next few weeks. I did take a break because I was out in California to record some cool stuff with the Command Zone. I'm going to be on 3 different episodes of Extra Turns. I'm really excited about it. You're going to see what my Commander decks look like in person, in paper, not in the Digiverse. Sounds fake, right? No, but it's real. Also, this deck is super duper fun. Galadriel, I didn't even go off with it that hard in this video, has the potential to do absolutely nutty, insane things. I had a game with Elrond and Scute Swarm where every Scute Swarm entering the battlefield was getting like 10 triggers of Scry from Elrond, which was causing Galadriel to reveal and get lands into play. It was nuts! And if you like Landfall as much as I love Landfall, then you'll love this deck. As always, the deck is in the description of the video, so I hope you enjoy it if you decide to try it. And as always, I hope you have a brawlful day.